one of the most famous works in MMA history. People talk about it to this day on the Underground. I just saw it a couple days ago on the Underground, is the Travis Fulton Dan Severn match. And what's funny about that match, and every time I see it, and I think I've commented to you this before, I never say anything. I go on the Underground and I read what's going on, or I see the news, and I never comment. There's some threads about Dan. I just go in and read and laugh about it. I never get on there and go, here's what really happened. But I know what really happened. The reason I know what really happened in that fight between Dan and Travis Fulton is I trained Dan for that fight. I helped set up that fight. And I was the referee for that fight. And I was there when they had the conversation with Travis saying this was going to be a work. So I saw it all from jump.
So you're only like 95% sure.
I'm only that. Yeah.
Okay.
99.
Well, can I float a theory? And it applies to Travis. I think it applies to Severn. I think it may even apply to Jason Godsey. And that was in July of 97, Severn went to Brazil and he fought Ebenezer Braga. And you're not going to get away with asking a promoter to do a light match in the IVC. This was IVC 1.
Yeah.
Where Bottarelli is a purist, where he would still be fighting those rules now, He went down there with Gary Goodridge. Gary Goodridge wound up getting his balls grabbed at the end of the fight and stuff. And although Dan won that match against Braga, I think Jason also had a tough match. I think Fulton got scared and actually bailed out of a fight in Brazil against Carlos Barreto. I think Brazil was a drawing point because it was no longer, it's kind of like pro wrestling. This was, headbutts till the day ends. You know what I mean? It was a different ballgame. Did you ever hear that might have been an eye-opening experience for him or something that made him say, let's stick to him? He never went back, never fought again. They, in Brazil or under those rules, might that have been affecting how they took MMA as a sport?
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you, Dan believes, probably till this day, that he's the baddest man that ever lived. Still believes it. Will fight anybody for real. Like if it was, okay, I'm going to give you $1 million and now you can go train and fight, he might still never train. But if you offend him in any way, if he feels like you have a bigger pop or bigger heat than he does, he'll hurt you. And he can. And that's the thing about it, is the saddest part of Dan Severn's career to me is that he could have been the best. He could have trained and beaten everyone, but it just wasn't important to him.